This is a video you've all been waiting for, making it now, and we have achieved 2 months of NoFap. I'm not actually currently sure what day I'm on exactly, but I know I've done 2 months. However, there was one relapse in that time period, um, which I just took 5 days off. So now we're on around like day 70. I'm not really sure though. However, I got some important things I need to talk about today. Well, firstly, the reason I'm making this video is because I'm getting some crazy urges, and if this should hopefully help me to overcome them. But having said that, I'm going to talk about some of the benefits you get on NoFap, and it's really important I make this video because you need to know the benefits that I've experienced over the time period of doing NoFap. Now this may not be in this present 2 month moment, but it is. It's things that I experienced across the 2 months of doing NoFap. So on this piece of paper here, I've written down some of the things that I have experienced. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I noticed, one of the things I noticed, was that I was much more likely to act on a thought. So, for example, say I was walking past someone and they were all having a conversation, and you overhear their conversation, and you could say something funny, so you kind of say it, and it's just a good laugh. You're more likely to do that on NoFap because you have more confidence whilst on NoFap. That's something that a lot of people talk about, and I can agree on that. Confidence goes up massively whilst on NoFap. Second thing, one of the huge things I found that really changed my day-to-day life was being more present and only really thinking about the now. You know what I mean? It's something I'd never really experienced before, or at least I can only remember being like this when I was a kid. And obviously, when I was a kid, I wasn't watching porn and masturbating, and just like being in the present moment with, especially with relatives and stuff, like just having so much fun, like in that moment, and just being so like I really don't know how to explain it too much, but just being really present. And a lot of people do say this when they're on NoFap, but this is something I definitely experienced, and I just felt very connected with the situation. I didn't overthink things. I just was so just like focused. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's it's hard to explain. When you experience it though, you're just having so much fun. You're having a good time, and it's great. So being in the present moment was a huge thing I noticed whilst on NoFap, and you mainly get that around day 20, day 30. Once you've overcome the urges, that's when you can really focus. So the next thing I noticed was definitely more attraction from females. Yeah, I get a lot of looks from girls, and I get a lot of looks that I wouldn't usually get, especially from even girls that are slightly more attractive. And I get this energy vibe that is very interesting. But I definitely get a lot more looks. Now the thing is though, this is something I've noticed with girls. I find sometimes they very much look at. This will happen to me today. Some girl looked at me, and she looked at my face, or she may have looked at my eyes. I don't know. And then she looked at my lower body, and she was looked at what I was wearing and stuff. Now, that's the key thing with women. Like, if you want to impress a girl, number one, you need to go on NoFap, and number two, you got to dress well. All right. It's If you're not dressed well, girls just don't like you because you gotta sort of fit in, all right, with society and stuff. That's just the way it is. But at the same time, having that life force energy, having that like chi, as Gabriel would say, um, that's gonna give you some kind of energy, that not many people, have. You're gonna have that energy, and I've noticed it. I definitely get more respect from much more respect from the male side of things, and I get a lot more attraction from women, 100%. Well, not women, because I'm only 16, but like a lot more attraction from girls, all the time. I get every time I walk past a girl, I'll either make eye contact, she'll smile at me or something, or the girl will be quite insecure and she'll sort of like struggle to sort of make eye contact or anything, which is fine because they're quite insecure. That's fine. It's just the way it is. So yeah, that's a huge thing I noticed. More attraction from females, and it's only going to get better. So the next thing I found was more, like I said, more respect from friends. quite recently, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have too many friends. Just based on the fact that I don't really like to waste my time. I've learned to not waste my time with people I don't like and people that don't benefit me. And that's quite a common thing to say, but it's true. Like I don't really have that many friends at this given moment, but give it time. That I'm open. I'm quite a friendly person. I'm open to talking to people. But I definitely think you have to put yourself out there if you want to make friends. You gotta really like go out of your way to ask. I mean, I do have friends. I do go out and stuff, but it's just not as frequent as I may like. So yeah, that's another thing. Another thing I find is a clear, light head. Just having mental clarity and just never really getting headaches. Just being able to think clearly and really being able to like focus on your goals. You know what I mean? Really, really focused on, and it really helps you in line yourself with your like true divine purpose. You know what I mean? You're given that power now to really understand what you want to achieve and do in life. And I've noticed that 100%, 100%. I've noticed that because I'm focusing on, I'm working out a lot. I'm I'm learning a lot. I try to learn. I'm really trying to like teach myself stuff. When I go into situations, I don't do what my subconscious will do over and over again without thinking. I'll do I'll do something different, or I'll pick up on something, or I'll force something new into there, and I'm learning things a lot faster, and my brain is making connections a lot quicker, and I'm really like just I'm learning things quicker, which I think is a big thing. Another thing I noticed was less likely to be swayed by other people. Now, I think it's to do with the sort of the testosterone, the male energy and stuff. It sort of allows you to like when you have an idea and you want to do that, you do it. You don't feel. I sit around a lot of guys and they don't really bother me. I used to be quite like if they'd say something to me, I'd say something stupid or I'd sort of like be an idiot around them. But now I'm very chill and I'm just very like cool with them, and I understand that some of these people. 'Cause I go to college now. Some of these people don't really they don't mind being my friend, but like they have friends and they're already in a friend group, and it's kind of hard to be friends with them. So you just have a mutual friendship. You don't want to push it too much, but obviously at the same time, if you want to be more friendly with them, you can. But I'm getting off topic here. So what I'm trying to say is, you're less likely to sway by other people. You're less likely to give in, and I think that's a lot to do with your self discipline, because you develop a lot of self discipline doing NoFap, and you're learning how you know how to control yourself and how to like not give into lust, and that plays parts into eating. It plays parts into sleeping. It plays parts into everything. And I think that's a huge thing, and it's when you have that self control, you can do pretty much anything you want. Um, so yeah, that's a huge thing. Uh, yeah, like I said before, you don't really give in to bad habits. You know what I mean? Like again, like giving into bad habits, getting angry is a big thing I found. Obviously, I hit a bit of a flat line at one point, and I was just you say something to me, I was not happy. But even then, I was still conscious of that, and I was trying to suppress that. But obviously, you got to like let it out somehow. But I tried not to get angry. I try to always be respectful and nice to people. Um, but sometimes it gets the better of you, and I think that was a flat line. But other than that, I'm very chilled out. I'm very I'm very focused as well. I I understand that being stressed isn't going to get you where you want to be. Getting mad isn't going to get you where you want to be. It's not going to solve a situation. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to benefit you. And you're not going to learn from getting angry. But obviously, sometimes it's good to let off a little steam, but not too much. Don't overdo it. Don't offend anyone. Don't be horrible. But sometimes you gotta get a bit mad. Anyway, next up is a high libido, or high sex drive, or you know what I mean. Like when I see a girl now, I mean, I know a lot of people say when they're on NoFap, oh, we tend to not look at girls in a lustful way. But I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I still look at women in a very lustful way. Um, but I also look at them. I also look at them in in a pure form as well. However, there's definitely more of a attraction to their physical features. Before, I wasn't really, it didn't really get to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest again. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was into very like weird, you know, rough, like hardcore stuff, like porn wise, and it's just bad. And I feel like now women, just a woman itself, an attractive woman, with female features that stand out, that I find a lot more attractive now. But I didn't find that attractive before, which is something else. Another thing everyone obviously talks about is like more energy and more strength and recovering quicker. After work, I do a lot of working out. I do a lot of calisthenics. Well, not a lot. A little bit of. No, I do a fair amount of calisthenics. Nothing crazy, but um, if you don't know what calisthenics is, that's like body weight training. But yeah, the I can recover a lot quicker from doing these things, and also I have a lot more energy in doing that too. Now, on top of that, obviously there's an increase in testosterone in the body whilst on NoFap, and I think I'm actually gaining muscle mass, and I'm also um, sort of growing a beard a little bit, not a beard, but like a little stubble, which grows a lot quicker now, which didn't really grow much before. I also think my skin is quite clear, not many spots. Ignore that. And but I mean, like I'm what's I say? Yeah, I'm definitely getting healthier, mentally and physically. Now, I think that's a true thing. Like your physical body is obviously important. You got to look after it, but at the same time, you need to look after your mental, health as well. It's very important you do that, and you know your brain chemistry may not allow you to be confident. Your brain chemistry may not allow you to be happy all the time. You know what I mean? But if you do these things like NoFap, it can change your brain chemistry, and having more positive thoughts is a lot easier, and having more confidence is so much easier. So I recommend everyone watching this video right now goes on NoFap and make it a lifestyle, man. You gotta live this stuff. You can't just do it for 10 days. You can't just do it for a week. People are telling me this whole prostate cancer bullshit. You have to understand that they talk about this prostate cancer saying, "Oh, it reduces your chance of prostate cancer." You have to understand the powers that be and the world we live in. They want you. They want you to be. They want you to be weak. They understand how powerful your semen is, and how powerful this life force energy in your essence really is. So they're gonna make sure that you don't retain it and look after it and use it to your full advantage. We live in a lust-filled society. I look in the newspaper and all I see every page is women, 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 women. Whether that be them naked, whether that be them in some kind of latex outfit, whether that be them showing their breasts or anything. Everywhere you go now, it is literally pornographic material. We're living in a hypersexualized society, and everywhere you look, you see it. I know some of my viewers like to go on Snapchat, and Snapchat's a big one. If you go on Snapchat, they do those like weird like news sponsor things. You'll always find two of those little things you can click on being about sex or being about something sexual or porn, or something about porn or something like that, without fail. Every single time you go on Snapchat, you'll always find something there without fail. Um, Another huge thing is, well, porn industry itself. It's so accessible. You can just go on your phone, type in Pornhub, and watch videos all day long. And there's so much variety and so many things you can watch. And the thing I found was, you start out looking at normal stuff. This is going back to when I was like 13. You start watching normal things. You start watching like, vanilla sex. Nothing crazy. And as time goes on, you seem to get more, not really bored, but you start to take interest in more like worse things, basically introducing different elements and changing it up. And I think that's the big thing. You're killing your, I don't even know what you're doing, but I can tell you for a fact that when you start as a kid masturbating, you may have just been watching normal porn, normal being just vanilla sex, nothing crazy. And then as time goes on, you start getting introduced to these other things, and you could be watching like things with like BDSM, for example. I'm just gonna give it like there you go. That's the example. And that stuff's bad because it. And also another thing. Sorry to jump across, but you're messing up your perception of women and the way that you get with a woman and how that all works. You're absolutely twisting that in your head, and you'll only come to realize that when you try something on a woman, you get rejected, but when you get rejected, you're gonna feel you're gonna feel lonely, you're gonna feel depressed, and to get over that, you're gonna watch more porn and you're gonna masturbate even more, and it's just gonna make the situation worse. You know what I mean? A lot of people alcoholics, they're drinking the alcohol because they're trying to flush the problem out of their body with alcohol. They're trying to mentally like just numb themselves down so they don't have to deal with the issue. But that's like you're treating the symptoms, but you're not actually treating the underlying cause. Pretty much like any sort of medicine industry these days, you're just treating the symptoms. You're not actually treating the underlying cause, and doing so, you're never gonna sort it out. And that's what happened with me. I used to masturbate all the time. Whenever I was stressed out, I'd bust one out. Whenever I was nervous for something the next day, I'd bust one out because it relaxed me. It made me feel better. And I definitely feel as though if I hadn't have done that in my school years, I would have been much more successful in my grading. Even though my grading was quite good, but I think I could have got a lot better. Also, just my social life and my friends and the way my teachers felt about me and my relationships as a whole could have been so much better if I'd have just not masturbated. And that was the main thing. That was the thing that pretty much ruined. It didn't ruin it, but I mean, I'm blessed to know this stuff, and I'm sharing it with you guys because I don't want you to have to suffer with the same thing. But you can't be masturbating, man. It is probably one of the most unhealthy things you can do to your body, without a doubt. It's so bad for you. It's you're literally just draining your life force energy, and that's terrible if you ask me. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a lovely day. I hope you all take this information on board and consider trying NoFap, even if it's just for a week. Even if you just try it, man. Just it might even just change your life like it did mine. So I just encourage you all, everyone who's watching this video, give it a try. Let me know if you're gonna start in the comments. Tell me what day you're on if you're already doing it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. So thank you all for watching. I love you all. Have a great day, and goodbye. Peace.